Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to take a look at Garganacl EX. So I originally found this list on a fellow content creator's channel, which I'll link down below in the description, and I thought, well, I understand the premise and everything, but I just think it's trying to do too much at once, if that makes sense. So it had obviously the Munkidoris like we're playing, and obviously the Garganacl line, but it didn't have a single prize attacker of some sort. And it also ran the Pidgeot line, which, fair enough, the Pidgeot line's very good, but it just didn't... It didn't seem to support the deck as much as it should have, if that makes sense. So I've taken it and pretty much just made it my own. So in the description below, as per normal, there's going to be the timestamps as per usual. There'll be the deck list, which will also be available to copy in the description anyway. Also, there'll be the matches that we'll play, and the outro of what I think of the deck. So, of course, Garganacl EX, the main reason why I'm playing it is because, well, one, I was inspired by this list, but also, two, Garganacl rotates soon, as well as a lot of the G-Block Pokemon, that is, the Pokemon EXs. Now, some of them are pathetic in terms of their ability, but Garganacl at least has a chance of being somewhat playable due to its extreme bulk and obviously the brick hammer, well, block hammer I should say, being able to make it even tankier. But obviously I want to try and get through some of these G-block cards before they rotate, so that's the original plan anyway. But obviously Garganacl EX also has a single prize version in the form of a Garganacl with Blessed Salt. During Pokemon Checkup, heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. Now, obviously, we're not always going to get this guy going, and obviously he is a single prizer, but he deals with Joltik Box quite well. He deals with all sorts of fighting weak Pokemon in general, like Fezandipiti, and the fact that he's 180 HP is actually quite useful. Dealing 130 damage, which times 2 for weakness against fighting Pokemon, and discarding the top card of your opponent's deck, is actually pretty good. Obviously, we would want something a little bit more appropriate for, like, fighting coverage if we really wanted to. But generally, Garganacl does do his job quite well, especially the baby one. But of course, we are playing 3 Munkidoris. We are facilitating 1 Psychic Energy for the Mind Bend opportunity, just in case. Of course, Garganacl EX cannot be affected by it, which is at least a positive. But, of course, one of our rougher matchups, which I've been running into a lot lately, is Crustle Wall, because they actually go through the effects of our rock chest plates and also the Garganacl's block hammer attack. So that is quite a tough matchup, which is why the Munkidoris are in here, and obviously the baby Garganacl. But other than that, let's go to the deck list and let's have a look. Welcome to the deck list. So this has been quite fun to cook up, I must admit. It's obviously not going to be like top tier meta deck, but I don't expect it to anytime soon. But of course, as I say, we are playing the Nacli with the corner trap ability, so we can use that if we have to. I have had good use out of this, to be honest, like in testing and obviously against actual players. Buying myself time with corner, because obviously fighting resistant Pokemon will take 0 damage and they can't retreat, is actually really useful, and it definitely does come up more than you might think. Then of course we're playing 2 Naclstack to obviously get into our Garganacls a lot easier. Obviously, we're playing 2 of the EX and 1 of the baby Garganacl, just in case. 3 Munkidoris, 1 Fez, and 1 Bloodmoon Ursaluna. I've not used Bloodmoon Ursaluna once in this list yet, but you never know, he might come up later. As for supporters, we're playing 4 Arven, 4 Crispin, 3 Research, 2 Boss, and a Judge. I prefer the Judge in this list because our hand sizes don't tend to stay, or don't like staying low, let's put it that way. So I prefer playing the Judge, so that way we have a little bit more flexibility. You can obviously change it to an Iono, but I don't recommend it. Then, of course, 4 Pokégear, 3 Ultra Ball, 3 Rare Candy, 1 Buddy Poffin, 1 Night Stretcher, 1 Switch, 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Earthen Vessel, Precious Trolley as our ace spec, because we want to get Naclis and Munkidoris down, ideally. 1 Super Rod, 2 TM Evo, 1 Rock Chestplate, which means Garganacl, when he swings, can go up to 430 HP effectively, which is actually insane when you think about it. What that means is if a Joltik Box player is taking a Future Booster engine capsule, what that means is that Garganacl will survive the hit with 30 HP left, because obviously it'll be effective 400 damage, minus 30, so he will barely survive it on 310 because of the minus 60. So yeah, he can take the hit from that, but barely. And obviously Steel Mask Ogre is also going to be quite a big threat to us, which we need to account for. Then one card that I'm very surprised that the original list did not play was a Heavy Baton. Obviously the Garganacl EX is the only one that can really have this, but what that means is if he's knocked out for whatever reason, we can move 3 basic energy cards, which are already playing basic energy, from that Pokemon to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. So we can go from one Garganacl EX into another one, maybe set up a second Garganacl on the baby one that is, maybe set up a bear for an earlier swing. It depends really. Then of course we're playing 1 copy of Artisan, 5 basic fighting, 4 basic dark, and 1 basic psychic. Now the only thing that this list lacks in is the recovery. It obviously is quite light. We only play 1 Night Stretcher and 1 Super Rod. I'll be honest, you could also cut down to 1 TM Evo, so maybe that's where you can put in a second Rod. But otherwise, the list has done really well so far, even against Crustle War, which is obviously really tough. We don't have an answer to Quarterstone in this list, unfortunately, but, well, you can't really fit everything, unfortunately. But we can always try and find a tech option if we need to, but given the amount of it, might have to. But still, I wanted to play Garganacl, and, well, it's been fun to play this version. So, let's get into a match, see how we do. And welcome to the first game. This will be interesting. I'm looking forward to this one. Like, I've obviously had a few games. Like, I've not recorded the Crustle War ones because 90% of them, even though they have a huge advantage, they still slow play, and it's so frustrating. Genuinely it is. Like, you have weakness on my Garganacl, you go through both effects of the Rock Chestplate and the Block Hammer, and you still slow play. Like, I don't understand it. Sorry, my door's my door's decided to open because of the wind. Sorry if you heard me shutting my door there. It's quite windy today here in the UK. Makes a change for once. Okay, that's not a bad start. We can get a Munkidori start. I'll put a Nacli down as well. So obviously against some matchups, like this is what I'm suspecting it is, this is going to be quite rough. Not because of the Mewtwo's, it's because of the spiders. The spiders can do 360 damage if they have a full bench. So this could be tough. This could be tough. And immediately drop in the Team Rocket's energy. That's not good for us. Okay, well there's a Crispin. So we'll go for an Arven. We'll do a prize check in a second. We'll just need to grab the important things. So, let's have a look. Okay, we've got a candy in hand, so that's fine. All 4 Pokégears in the deck. Excellent. So we've prized 1 Naclstack. We've prized 1 Garganacl EX. We've prized 1... Have we prized the boss? Yes, we've prized the boss. We've got 2 Crispin in hand. We've prized 2 Research as well. And we prized a Dark. That's fine. So we've got Precious Trolley. Set up the boys. Even if we just get the 1, it's not that big of a deal. We can at least get some value off of this TM Evo. I'll go TM Evo, evolve the 1 Nacl, or Nacli, into a Naclstack, and go from there. Obviously, the immediate attachment of the Team Rocket's energy is a concern, but obviously Garganacl can take a big hit. Like, he can take a full force attack from a Mewtwo, so we're talking double discard. But of course, it's not smooth sailing for us. We do have disadvantages in this matchup. Obviously, the grass type coverage from the spiders. Obviously, we only play 3 monkeys, so that is another important factor. We don't play 4. You could put a 4th one in, to be honest, but I don't think it's really worth the extra space. And that's a concession. I'm not sure what they were playing at there. They discarded an energy. Maybe they were looking for Articuno, or like they prized too many spiders. Still, I'll take the free win. Let's go to game 2. And welcome to game 2. That was a very odd choice there from the Mewtwo player, but hey, we're gonna take it. Like I said, the spiders would have been an issue in that matchup, but we can at least facilitate it, so it's not the end of the world. Obviously, I just wish that Garganacl did like 180 damage instead of 170, but obviously he can take a major hit, which is a good thing. So no, we don't want to go first, we want to go second. Obviously, this is not a meta deck. I mean, you lose to things like Zoroark pretty hard, you lose to... let's go for a Fez start. You lose to obviously having a Naclstack in hand as well. Kind of sucks. You lose to, ironically, Toedscruel, if it's what I think it is. But I don't think it is. Judging by the Zoroark coin anyway. Buddy Poffin. This might be Zoroark, because I know they are playing a 1-1 line. Or is it 2-1 line? I don't remember. Either way, we can take our time and just set up. And it is Zoroark. Okay, that's going to be tough. Just a Buddy Poffin and pass. That's good for us. Okay. Let's play the Arven. Trolley Evo. Let's have a look at the basic. Obviously, we know we've got a Naclstack in hand. So we're not prized any of the EX. In fact, I can check the other stuff as well. So we've not prized any candies because there's one in hand. It's an Ultra Ball under prizes and a Pokégear under prizes. That's fine. Obviously, we've got Fez in the active. How many monkeys have we prized? Have we prized all our monkeys? You are kidding me. Have we seriously prized all 3 Munkidori? Oh my god, we have. That is crazy. Right, well in that case then, that's going to make this matchup even harder. That's crazy. Right, attach to Fez. Evo. And we'll just go for an Evo. Target into 1. I've never, I've priced 1 Munkidori in this deck, sometimes 2, never all 3. So this is going to be rough. And that's putting that lightly. Now, what we could do is we could Crispin to the Fez, if we get a Crispin off the Pokégear, and we could start Cruel Arrowing these Zaruas. Start putting pressure on. We could do. Like, we have options here. There's a Hilda, so that gets them the energy plus the Zoroark. Obviously, doing 100 with the Fez to a Zoroark would not be the worst idea. Because then we can set it up for 170 plus Munkidori move. Obviously, if we get our monkeys out of the prizes, that is. Why did you... Okay, why did you evolve it into a Toedscruel, though? I mean, I understand this play, but why evolve it into a Toedscruel? Sunball Colony doesn't really affect me. At least he's got a nice Zoroark, like... You know, he's proper blinging out the deck. Obviously, I don't really want to Crispin to Fez, but if I have to, I will. Okay, there's another Dark Energy. Let's see what we get off the Pokégear first. We get an Arven, so I think we'll use that. So Arven for... Well, we definitely want an Evo, but we also want a Pokégear. I can then attach a Dark Energy to Naclstack, Evo, and then Evo both for Naclstacks into Garganacl EX. Well, in fact, we can do 1 EX, and we can do 1 Baby Garganacl. I just realised I've misclicked on the... I misclicked on the Garganacls, but that's okay. It's not a major deal. I meant to put this Garganacl here and then this Garganacl here, but it's fine. It's not a major deal. But obviously we are getting a heal of 20 each turn, which is going to be important. Because obviously Zoroark can do a lot of damage. If we hit it for 170, it's doing 340 damage back. And obviously we can heal. So we have options in this match. Obviously our monkeys in the prizes do not help, but well, that's what happens. I will have to get this Dark Energy off this Garganacl at some point though, because, you know, that's just something we'll have to deal with. There's a second Dark. It's not really worth them retreating to Toedscruel now. There's a Serrano, so he can protect his Zaruas now, which is a problem. There is a Fez, though. We could capitalize on that. Boss the Fez for 2 prizes. So we have options, but it's more the Zoroarks that are going to be the issue. We are going to have to deal with them at some point. Obviously, we do have Bloodmoon Ursaluna in this matchup as well, so we do have a pretty interesting line to do. Okay, it's trading away the Fez, understandable. He's obviously realised fighting weakness is quite prevalent in this matchup. Okay, that's fine. PP, that's fine. You've already attached for turn, so unless you have double PP up, double E switch, you are not attacking with this Zoroark. Which is fine, and if you want to deck yourself out going for trades all the time, again, please do feel free to do so. That's a Peturunt. That could have been a nice 2-prizer, but it's okay. Like I say, prizing all 3 monkeys is going to make this matchup an absolute chore. There's the Reshiram. That's fine. Okay, let's see what we can do. There's an Artisan of our own, but that's fine. We get the Crispin, which is good. So we can Crispin. Put a Darkened Hand. Attach to the Garganacl. We can obviously attach to the Fez, but we're just going to be plinking off these guys, and I don't think it's really worth it. So I'm just going to start setting up my Garganacl. And we'll just pass. Like I said, with us having no access to Munkidori, this is going to make this matchup an absolute chore. Even with 3 Munkidori math moving, we cannot take out a Zoroark in a single hit. But it's just the fact that we are so limited already in this matchup, and the game is just, you know what, we're going to prize all 3 monkeys. So it's going to be a very tough matchup for us. There's an Arven. They could have Prime Catcher as their A spec, but most are not running that. They're running either Secret Box or Prime. And there's a Secret Box. What we also could do is start setting up the Zoroark, like, if he attacks into this Fez, we can just start eventually getting Munkidoris down and start moving damage off. But I'll be honest, with all 3 Munkidoris prized, this is going to be an absolute nightmare of a matchup. Because obviously if we hit this Zoroark for 170, they just swing back with 340 minus 60, and, well, yeah. Is that Janine? Interesting. The poison damage could actually matter, though, later down the line. Did he not grab an E-switch? No, he's just grabbing a Power Glass and passing, I think. There's Defiance Band. I'm not going to be ahead on prizes for a bit, mate. Trust me. Yeah, this matchup is so unfavored. Because we just don't hit hard enough. Like, if this did 190, it'd be fine. Select cards from the discard pile, so that means they're passing because of the effect of a Power Glass. Okay, so we could boss that Reshiram, which would not be a bad idea. So let's get rid of our stadium. Take a fighting. We'll just take double. In fact, no, I don't want to take double fighting. I'll fend out the psychic though. The psychic energy could come in useful. So I'm going to attach to you. We're then going to boss the Reshi, retreat the Fez, into the Nacl, and block hammer. Take it out. I need a monkey off the prizes. That is not a Munkidori. Like, what level of bad luck do you have to not have any Munkidori? It's like him. He didn't prize a single Zorua, didn't prize a single Zoroark. You know, like, come on, man. This matchup's already god-awful because of the 280. There's Janine. Start setting up his other Zoroarks. See, we can't even hit him with the basic, like the baby one, because of how poor the actual, like, damage is. So at the minute, he's doing 140 damage with Virtuous Flame, because obviously the Defiance Band. And, well, I also take 60 less. So if I hit this Zoroark, it does 340 minus that, so we can't hit this Zoroark. Right. That's going to make things a lot trickier. So let's attach to you and research. Okay, that doesn't really help me, I'll be honest. I'm just trying to think, because obviously we do heal 20 between turns. We don't heal enough to warrant the swing here. I think our only hope is to, like, just pass here. Heal 20 with a Blessed Soul. I mean, our only other play is we can potentially go for Gust again on the Reshiram and just start forcing, you know, like, we try and, like, force him to constantly recycle Reshirams, which is not a good idea in theory, but, like, it can help. Countercatcher, probably the Fez. No, he's taking out the baby Nacl. I don't think I agree with this, because then you go down to 170 again. I mean, I understand the play, like, you are taking out my heal. But, you know, it's... I don't know, Chief, I don't agree with that one. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is Heavy on the Garganacl. We'll then Buddy Poffin. Grab another Nacli. We can't Night Stretcher with this, can we? Let me just read this. Yeah, so we can't use Night Stretcher at the minute. Let's Fez for 3. We'll then boss the Reshiram again. And Block Hammer, take out the Reshiram. I want to try and force him to constantly recycle the Reshiram. I seriously need a Munkidori here. Okay, that's good. We got a monkey. We got a monkey, which is good. And obviously now this Defiance Band's back online. So we'll be doing another 140. So we can obviously heal with the Munkidori, but like we still fall short, I believe. What's the baby Zoro in here for? Wait, that's a completely different Zoro. So are they playing the Mind Jack one? That's my only thought. Are they playing the Mind Jack? Okay, Turo. That's fine. So we have a Dark Energy in the prizes, so that's fine. What they are running the risk of, though, is decking out. They are running that risk. They are very close to decking out, which, if they do that, I will laugh. There goes that Zorua. Night Stretcher. What are you grabbing back? The Reshiram, okay. Well, I definitely don't want to Iono. I kind of want to force him to, you know, do stuff. So this will do 140 again. So if we heal with Munkidori, it's still not enough. So we have to go Munkidori, Super Rod. Put back you, and you. Ultra Ball. Do we get rid of Bloodmoon here? Well, we definitely get rid of Night Stretcher. I think we can afford to lose the fighting energy. We'll grab this Garganacl so we can start healing again. Rare Candy into the baby Garganacl. Pokégear. We've got the Crispin. Good, good, good. So we can play the Crispin. In fact, I'll put the fighting in hand because we might need it later. Do that. So then we've healed 50 here. Does that... That does matter. So we Adrenabrain 3 off. Put it on the Toad. And I think we just pass. Because then we heal 20 now with the Blessed Soul. 140 takes us to 330 HP, so we barely survived this. But if he trades any more, then he's going to deck out. He has to play an Iono here to, like, stay in the game. Because he cannot trade for that last card. And if that last card's an Iono, then that's just lucky for him, I guess. Boss. Okay, that's fine. He's bossing the monkey. That's fine. We still get a passive heal. That's fine. We can deal with that. Maybe he's hoping for an Iono off the prizes. I'll promote Nacli. Blessed Salt heals another 20. Okay. Countercatcher is not online yet. So, we'll Fez for 3. Arven's pretty useful. So we can get Rock Chestplate, and we can get... we can take Switch. Because Rock Chestplate means Garganacl can survive a hit from the Zoroark. I'm definitely going to attach a... In fact, I'm going to save the energy for Bear. I'm going to pass. Because then we heal again. So now Baby Garganacl is out of range of Zoroark. That's his last card in deck. So if he doesn't Iono here, he loses. He has to play an Iono here. And I know they play a lot. There we go. We're playing to our rats here, folks, in case that wasn't obvious. Obviously, he can continue to trade, but again, that's something we'll have to deal with. How much recovery does he have left? We have our Countercatcher still, so if we let him take out this Nacli, we could run him out of resources. He's played 2 Stretcher, he's not played any Super Rod though. He's got only 1 Reshiram available. So like I say, what we could do is we could Countercatcher this, take it out, and just continue to force the "Are you out of recovery" for this. Well, that's the idea anyway. Okay, so I'm going to promote the Baby Garganacl. We are really playing to our rats here, folks. There's no polite way of putting it. So that heals. There's a research that does nothing for us, so let's flip the script. There's a candy. That doesn't really help us. I could. In fact, let me check the deck. Ultra Ball, Garganacl, and Judge is kind of useless at this point. What's left in deck? We do have a fighting in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach to the Garganacl, and I'm going to pass. Because he doesn't know I have a Crispin in hand. What we could also do is if he tries to go down to 1 card in deck, we could survive the hit with Garganacl and mill the last card of his deck. Because I know he can't take out this Garganacl right now. And there's the point proven. He cannot take it out. Okay. This is a lot more stressful than I thought. There's Countercatcher. So we can Crispin, grab just the 1 energy, Countercatcher the Reshiram, attach to Garganacl, Knocking Hammer, and discard the top card of his deck. There's a Janine gone. That doesn't really help him. Or me. I've just got to hope now that is his last way to get a Reshiram back. And there's another Blessed Salt to heal the Garganacl. Because I can stall with Garganacl, that's something important. We do have that ability. He has to trade and find a way to get that Reshiram back. There's an Arven. Does he have another way to recover it? I think he's out of recovery. And if he is, that's game. Playing to our outs. I will take that. Garganacl for the win. Oh, that was a stressful matchup. Like, because obviously we don't do enough to one-shot a Zoroark, so I had to play that really well there. But let's go to game 3. And that is why you play to your outs. It may seem like a bad matchup, but if you play it it correctly, you can win. It's just down to playing it correctly. I really enjoyed that match. Like, I didn't think I was going to win that, but thanks to the baby Garganacl putting in his work, and obviously us gusting the Reshiram, we didn't need to take out the Zoroarks. So I think I played that pretty well. Obviously, you can all let me know in the comments and everything, like, your opinion on that, but I think I played that pretty okay. Nacli start, we'll take it. Let's see what we're facing against. He's benching 3. What on God's green earth is this? Team Rocket's Mareep and a Larvitar. I think I know what this is. This is one of those Devo decks. I know they play a large amount of Devo. This could be tough, but obviously we do have the Munkidori, and well, thanks for the Precious Trolley, I guess. So we'll take a Pokégear, and we will take a Evo, because why not? Play the Precious Trolley. 1, 2, 3, 4. We prized 2 Naclis, that's fine. We haven't prized our Naclstacks at least, and we've got all our Garganacls available to us. We've got, I think we had a Crispin in hand. Nope, so we've got a Crispin in the prizes. We've got a Research in the prizes. Let's see, we've got a Ultra Ball in the prizes. We've got 2 Dark in hand, so that means 1 in the prizes. Same with 1 fighting. That is fine. So I'm going to attach a Dark Energy to the Nacli, Evo to the Nacli, and Evo the Naclstack, or to that Naclstack. Obviously, the Tyranitar, I believe, if memory serves, which it probably doesn't, I believe the Tyranitar is Basics. Yeah, here we are. During Pokemon Showcase, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's basic Pokemon. Okay, so pretty much everyone bar Naclstack is going to take a hit here, which is fine. Because eventually we can start healing some of this damage off anyway. This is going to be a tough matchup because of this Tyranitar. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We always do. The Demolition Tackle attack is also going to be pretty troublesome. There's Sandstream. Okay, so we're on a timer now, which I don't like. Let's go for the Pokégear. There's a Crispin. Excellent. Now we can start doing Crispin. Put the Dark in hand. Fight into the Naclstack. Attach a Dark to Munkidori. Adrenaline 2 off. Plonk it on the Mareep, because the Mareep is vulnerable to it. We can then do this, and evolve the Naclstack into a Garganacl. Now, I could... Is this Grass Week? Yes. I could go into the baby Garganacl to start healing some damage, but I think because this baby Nacli is very likely to go down next turn, I'm probably going to go for the EX. But then again... No, I'm going to go for the Garganacl. I'm going to go for the baby Garganacl. The main reason is we basically counter their strategy. So we heal the 2, and they deal the 2. So that way we still have Munkidori math in our favour, but the baby Garganacl can now start to help us out a bit. Because that way we still have 20 damage in play to move with the Munkidori, so we can take out that Mareep. We do have options in this matchup. It's just not easy. It's going to be a long matchup. And there's one of the reasons why. Does he have Rare Candy? Of course he does. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. Restart for 3. Like I said, this baby Garganacl is going to have to put in some serious work in this matchup, but we can work with that. There's an attachment, so they're going to be there for a while because we're not attacking for a while. So there's 20, we then heal, and that's our turn. Okay. Playing this baby Nacli is like, well, this baby thingy is so good. I could take an Ultra Ball. Do we have the second Naclstack? We do, but we can't Salt Cannon. But it does mean he doesn't take any more damage. So we can Ultra Ball away a Counter Catcher and a Fighting Energy. Grab our Naclstack. Evolve into the Naclstack, so that way we take some less damage. Although we do take 4 from Darkest Impulse, but that actually benefits us. So now I can Adrenabrain. Move 3 damage off. We can set up Tyranitar later, but I want to try and deal with some of these Larvitars. And then Adrenabrain again. Off the Naclstack. And ping you. We can then attach here and pass. So if we take another 20, and then Blessed Salt heals again. I am so glad I put this single prize Garganacl in. Like, genuinely, it's such a good card. Such a good card. There's a switch. That's fine. Into the Mew, interestingly. Restart for 1, because obviously you can just free retreat back into the Tyranitar if he wants. Pokégear. I'd love to see an Iono. No, Giovanni. That doesn't really benefit you right now, though. Giovanni does nothing for you. We can take a prize from Munkidori now. However, that does mean reversal is online. Something to bear in mind. Because what we can do is we can continue to just set up our damage across the board. There's Giovanni. You've already retreated for turn. And he's bringing up the Munkidori. Mountain Punch for no damage. Oh, you are joking. I wanted that. You cheeky bugger. Right, okay. That's also not very helpful. I'll just pass. That's so annoying that he milled the research. That'd have been so nice. I'd have just slapped that on something to just get rid of it. And, oh, that is annoying. That is so frustrating. But obviously this Larvitar is going to be an issue now, because obviously it can just start milling us. Obviously it's a slow mill, it's like the baby Garganacl's attack, but this is going to take a while, I think. I'm hoping that we get Crispin, or like a research off the top would be really nice. Because I don't have a fighting energy, otherwise I'd come up with a baby Garganacl right now. There's the retreat. Back into the T-Tar. Devo? Why would you Devo now? That does nothing for you. If you're just putting extra counters on, that means nothing. Because I could just heal it. And if anything, that actually bites you more, does it not? Right, so before I do anything else... Naclstack, Darkest Impulse, which is fine. Garganacl EX, Darkest Impulse. Attach the Heavy Baton. Adrenabrain. Off the Garganacl. We can take this out, but I don't see the value in it. I'd rather set up his board for later. So we'll Adrenabrain again. Do that again. Now I can free retreat, or I can retreat this off into another Munkidori, but I don't think it's worth it. So there's another Sandstream. That's fine. We're playing to our rats here, because like I say, we have to play this matchup quite carefully. Rare Candy into another Tyranitar, that's fine. I don't know why you went for the Devo line, like the Devo is not helping you right now, mate. The Devo is just a waste of your time and mine. The only reason for him to play an Iono right about now would be to just get rid of that Garganacl I have in hand. So I'm hoping to see maybe an Iono. That would be nice. There's an Iono, that's fine. We can obviously get back that Garganacl later. And there's the Iono, that's fine. We can deal with that. Obviously, the damage is going to start building up on our Munkidoris, but we can deal with that. We can even attack into the Tyranitar now, which is another advantage. Another Devo. This guy loves his Devo. That's his second Devo. Again, you do realise that I can play around this. The man does not understand how a deck works, I swear. Right, so... before we do anything else, to avoid having this Nacli KO'd, we have to heal the Nacli. So, we will Adrenabrain onto the T-Tar. So that way we can evolve this into Naclstack now. There's another Darkest Impulse, and that's fine. We're going to attach a Psychic Energy for turn to the Munkidori. What do we have in discard? We have a Fighting, so we're going to grab that now. So then we will Adrenabrain off the Monkey. We could take out the Larvitar, but that opens up Tyranitar, so I'm not going to. And we do that. What we can also do then is we can boss the Ampharos, because that has quite a hefty retreat cost. And just start stalling the Ampharos, which I think we will. And then we'll Mind Bend for 60, confuse the Ampharos. And now we don't take any extra in between turns. Now is this whilst it's on the bench? No, it's only whilst it's in the active. Well, it's just whilst it's in play. That is fine. So what, like I say, what we can do now is... good, that's another Devo gone. Does he not have an energy to attach it here? There's an Iono, that's good, that's good. Gets us closer to our baby Knuckles, our baby Garganacl. That's fine, that's fine. We are playing this matchup superbly, I think. It is a tough matchup, because like I said, we have to play our outs here. I don't think he plays a Switch. He's already Ionoed for turn, so he cannot do another supporter. There's a Giovanni. And there goes another Devo, so that's good for us. We can't heal just yet. But what I need... in fact, I can evolve this into Garganacl now. And then we can start moving more damage off. But I would want it here instead. But... for the sake of this Naclstack, I'm going to do it. Because then we can move more damage off. That's the idea anyway. Let's go for a Crispin. Okay, that's bad. That is actually quite bad. Right, that's fine. We'll deal with it. So we'll go here. Adrenabrain 3 off the Garganacl onto the T-Tar. Adrenabrain 3... off the Garganacl once again. We can start taking out these boys, but I think for now, I'm debating putting it on the Mew. Because this Ampharos is still stuck. Obviously, he does have Giovanni in hand. But again, if he Giovanni's, it's not a big deal. So I'll take out the T-Tar. Take that off the prizes. That's good. That means we can grab ourselves the Garganacl now, so we can do that. Grab the Garganacl. Evolve here. Darkest Impulse again, which is fine. And then we just swing with the Mind Bend, knock out the Ampharos. So that way Darkest Impulse is now offline. We take a prize for that, which is our last Dark Energy. That's good. Obviously, Tyranitar is now online, but we can deal with that. We can absolutely deal with that. I think we're doing this quite well, to be honest. Because, like I say, we could move 1 damage off of any Pokemon and put it onto the T-Tar, knock it out. With Garganacl, and then Garganacl takes a lot less damage next turn. And I think he's coming to that conclusion. Whew. I didn't think this deck would be testing my brain today, but, well, apparently it is. And, well, it just proves the value of this baby Garganacl. If you are not playing this card, you are doing something wrong, as far as I'm concerned. having the Munkidoris with the Psychic Energy and the ability to heal with Garganacl every single turn, it's just a no-brainer. And I think... Oh, okay. I don't think he was meant to give me that, but I think our opponent has Rage Quit. Which is always nice. We love seeing an opponent Rage Quit. Obviously, he can just, you know... He can do Giovanni, but... Something tells me my opponent has Rage Quit. And if he has, that's fine. Because we can just Munkidori damage off onto the Larvitar, take that out, retreat this Munkidori with the Psychic, of course, attach to Garganacl for turn, and then go from there. Like, we can one-shot the Fez, we can take out the Larvitar, go down to 1 prize, and there's nothing this opponent can do. And I think we've played this superbly. We've not fed into the Demolition Tackle. Like, we've done superbly. And that, to me, screams they've gone AF and they've Rage Quit. So, we're going to retreat with the Psychic Energy into the big Garganacl. We will then Vessel away the candy, because we don't need it. We might as well thin out these fightings. Attach here. We can then Adrenabrain, 20 off, take out the Larvitar. Take a prize for that. There's a Crispin, excellent. And then we can Block Hammer for 340, take out the Fez. Go down to 1 prize remaining. We have played this matchup superbly. And there's our 2 Naclis that have been sat in the prizes the whole time. Yeah, I think that's it for our opponent. That even if they do come back now after Rage Quitting, there's nothing they can do. Our Garganacl is healing 20 a turn, so their Sandstream effect doesn't matter. If they attack the Garganacl, I have a Dark Energy in hand to obviously do something. And obviously we can Munkidori damage off. What a matchup. And there we go, that's a concession. What a few games, honestly. But genuinely, that baby Garganacl has pulled his weight. Wow. Well, that was certainly a few games, that's for sure. Ironically, we've just gone to Tyranitar rank, which I think is even more funny. So what did I think of the deck? Well, obviously, it's not exactly going to be winning tournaments anytime soon, but I think the build I've got here is very, very good at what it can do. Like I said, I seriously think this guy is MVP in this deck, other than the Munkidoris. The fact that it basically acts like a Frostlass counter, but also just heals our board, just in general, doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a basic or not. The fact that Garganacl can heal with Blessed Soul and the Munkidoris can do its job. We've had so many options in those matchups that we just had the ability to just take those matchups by just playing it smart, not going aggressive, especially in the case of the Zoroark, and we won because we ran them out of resources. And in the case of that T-Tar, we did not give them the opportunity to Demolition Tackle, to obviously start discarding energy. We kept them how we wanted, we played around the damage counters, and we did that superbly. So honestly, I think Garganacl is quite a fun deck to play, and if you are going to play it, you need to play it before it rotates. Genuinely, play this list. This list felt amazing to do, and honestly, I've not had this much fun in a while. Obviously, just bear in mind you will hard lose to Cross the Wall, but, well, most decks do anyway. But anyway, I'm going to leave it all to it for today. Really hope you enjoyed seeing Garganacl EX in action, and I'll see you next time.